team to continue to prove themselves, and an opportunity for a guy like Andre Palante. You want to talk about somebody that has taken advantage of 2026 across the board. The numbers have been so much better for Andre Palante. Here's how he's going about it this year. The four-seam slider, sinker, knuckle curve, and split. We talked about it a minute ago, Chip. Now, really good command with the slider and the knuckle curve last time out against the Reds. Tons of swing and miss.
And he'd like some more of that against a Cubs offense that was held in check until the 10th inning when that man hit a two-run homer. Pete Crow Armstrong leads off their Menards starting lineup. The Cubs with 50 RBI men, 5 of them so far on the season. They're a top 5 offense in walks, on base percentage, and runs scored. You face the Cubs, you've got your hands full. We'll see if Palante can tame them today and pick up his 12th win here in 2026. The Cubs start play at 61-47. They head back to Wrigley after the game today. They've got a big homestand coming up. They have the Yankees and the LA Dodgers, and before a pitch is thrown, we have a pitch-com problem with Ivan Herrera's gear.
Oh, technology fails. They got it. All right. We got to reset it every once in a while. Turn it off, turn it back on.
I was going to say the button that says on.
Yeah, toggle it. Some of them, though, sometimes you got to hold it a little bit longer. Never know. I haven't worked one of these bad boys. We're back, though.
And so is Palante. And away we go in game 4. And a steal right. Tyler Jones has the plate for the Cardinals and the Cubs. PCA 285 average, 24 homers, and 63 runs batted in. He has had a very quiet series. The home run notwithstanding, Brad, 1 for 12 here at Busch Stadium.
Yeah, he showed a little frustration, too, in game 3 of this series early, but able to come up with a big swing of the bat, one that he and Cubs fans thought was going to be the difference. The Cardinals had different plans there in the 10th inning, but not an easy guy to keep quiet up there.
1 ball, 2 strikes. PCA 1 for 10 head-to-head against Andre Palante. He's facing the Cubs for the 3rd time, and no decision on May 29th, and a big win July 3rd when the Cardinals scored 17. And PCA strikes out again. Good start for Palante. 1 up and 1 down. Look at this out pitch in the first.
Well, Chip, when you have the overall numbers that Pete Crow Armstrong has, certainly he's going to get pitched tough, but we've seen the Cardinals attacking with that pitch specifically. It's been the curveballs, and that one from Andre Palante that was tight, obviously couldn't pick it up, and gets a big swing and miss early.
That's a 7th strikeout for PCA in 13 trips to the plate in the series. Here's Seiya Suzuki, the Chicago designated hitter, and he has hit 6 for 13 in the first 3 games.
Yeah, he is riding a 17-game on-base streak. On base 3 times in the ball game yesterday.
He's seen Palante very well. 6 for 12 head-to-head. And there are 5 guys that have worn Andre out. Danger zone: Suzuki, Busch, Happ, Horner, and Carson Kelly. We'll keep an eye on that group of Cubs in the series wrap-up. No balls, 2 strikes. And downstairs, we were talking, too, about Palante and the difference between last year and this year. And look, the results are certainly going to help make this case, but he looks so much more confident, so much more comfortable in process and obviously outcome with Dusty Blake.
Yeah, and the experience will do that, right? Learning on the fly will do that, and just making all those starts a year ago for Andre Palante. It was career high in innings, in starts. Certainly wasn't the counting numbers that he was looking for, but he learned from those. One of the biggest differences we've seen this year is him landing his breaking balls. Well, he's learning along the way of how to do all these things he needs to do to continually be successful. But you're right, that confidence is just different. The way that he doesn't let an inning snowball this year. He's able to just make an adjustment pitch to pitch, inning to inning, has been big.
After the brushback pitch, he tried the outside corner and missed, so a full count for Suzuki. 1 out, just underway. And swing and a miss. That one in the dirt. And the flip to first is on target. 2 up, 2 down via strikeout for Andre Pallante. You strike everybody out, you don't have to worry about your defense, but it's been a good one for St. Louis. Torres in left, Church in center, Nootbaar in right. Jordan Walker, the Cardinals DH today. Plays Jordan, Mason Wynn left side of the infield. J.J. Weatherholt, Alec Burleson on the right side, and Ivan Herrera behind the plate. So here's Michael Busch. And he's now 8 for 10 against Pallante head-to-head. A first pitch single with 2 outs.
Well, Andre Pallante has been filling up the strike zone, was trying to get ahead. Actually threw in a little wrinkle here against Busch. It's the slider, but it ends up middle.
So here's Bregman. He's had an enormous series. 8 hits in 14 trips. Bregman starting to heat up when the games matter most for the Cubbies. He's knocked in 19 runs in the last 22 games. He was one of their big ticket acquisitions to man the hot corner in Chicago.
Were you surprised when he landed in Chicago? I thought, a bit like many Red Sox fans, I thought that he would land right back there.
A little bit. 1 ball, no strikes. And popped up. High sky for Burleson to the warning track. Takes a peek and can't get there. It's high off the netting. And Bregman gets a reprieve. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, he's got a terrific pedigree. He's played on some really good teams. He's a plus defender. I would say the offensive numbers are a little surprisingly low for Bregman. But as I said, if he finishes strong and the Cubs go deep in the playoffs and he has a hand in that, all will be forgiven on the north side. One ball, 1 strike. That's a touch high. What a night last night for the Cardinals, the way the game ended. How about the way it started and that man's 5-inning performance?
Yeah, he was really good. And again, those 5 innings were by design. He went 5 scoreless, struck out 3. Cardinals got him out of there before pitch count got high. He was getting hugs and handshakes from everybody on the roster.
Another pop-up, another chase by Burley, this time at the dugout, and Chris Conroy with a helping hand. That one in the first row of seats. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
But I'm sure right now for Dustin May, I mean, there's thoughts, there's rumors galore, right? What does it look like? Trade deadline, as we all know, is coming up on Monday. His name has been bandied about quite a bit. I know this. He has been a very good fit here in St. Louis. Teammates love him. We were talking to Ollie about him today. He said he's just really enjoyed having Dustin around.
That one is shot too short. The flip to second is in plenty of time. And Andre Pallante puts up a 0 in his first inning. Javier Assad for the Cubs. Weatherholt, Walker, and Burleson for the Redbirds here in Game 4.
Oak is right for you.
Well, let's see if the Cardinals offense can continue its extra inning momentum in regulation play today. J.J. Weatherholt atop your Menards starting lineup. Jordan Walker, Alec Burleson, Ivan Herrera, the walk-off hit. Lars Nootbaar is 5th. Torres, Jordan, and Nathan Church 7th, 8th, and 9th. It's Javier Assad, Brad, off to a great start. And now that Jamison Tyone has been DFA'd, it's Assad who gets a turn in the rotation.
Kind of a valuable piece. Javier Assad has been one of those swing guys here for the last couple of seasons for the Cubbies. Take a look at the pitch arsenal. He's got a whole lot of pitches that he'll throw at you. He's got that sinker, 4-seam, cutter, changeup, sweeper, curve, and slider for Assad. You see he likes to lean on that sinker.
Another ground ball to second. Weatherholt's been rolling over quite a bit. He's retired quickly on 2 pitches. And 1 away for Jordan Walker. Jordan looking for his 6th hit on the homestand. 22 homers, 78 runs batted in for the Cardinals' designated hitter. He's 1 for 10 in this series. I asked you last night, for fans who didn't see the game last evening, there's been a lot of talk about how differently teams will approach Walker now that he's the home run derby champion. What, if anything, are you seeing being done differently to the big right-handed hitting Jordan Walker.
Well, with the hot start that he's had, look, he's not surprising people necessarily, but he's getting pitched incredibly tough. And the fact that he's laying off some of those pitches on the outer half, I think we're seeing teams attack him in a little bit more, specifically up and in, off the plate a bit more. We've seen teams recently trying to finish him up with a fastball up and in. See, Assad tries to stay away with the sweeper. We'll see now after showing that, will he go up and in? Now, a lot of the times the guys that are going in there a little higher octane than Assad has, but that's what's going to happen. And this young man's already seen it happen to him, right? The game adjusting to him, he adjusts to them. As we know, one of the biggest adjustments from a year ago is laying off stuff like that. I realized that pitch looked really far away. I promise you there were times last year that he was swinging at it. It just looked like a strike out of the hand.
Popped up and headed toward the Cardinals on deck circle. And that one will take a big bounce by the green seats and into the stands. And Walker's still alive as he faces that young man who's celebrating his 29th birthday today, Javier Assad. 6-1 on the season and a .263 career ERA against the Cardinals.
Well, happy birthday to Javier Assad. I think what the Cardinals should give him is a little bit more time to celebrate. Get him out of here early. Enjoy your day.
That'd be fine. 1-2 count. And here's the other birthday boy at the ballpark. That's Ricky Horton. He's not 29.
Happy birthday, Ricky. Ricky is one of the best ever, one of the nicest guys in the world, big mentor to me. And celebrating his birthday, he wants to see the same thing for Assad. He wants to see him out of there early. Cardinals score a bunch of runs on his birthday.
That and a puppy. As we take a look at the Cubs defense, they've got their 5 Gold Glove defense out, 4-8-4. Michael Busch at first, Michael Conforto in right, and Carson Kelly behind the plate.
I feel like it's a missed opportunity. We really should have just got Ricky a puppy for his birthday. Just super inconvenient gift. They don't have a dog, but probably been talking about it. It's like, here you go. Like, here's a puppy, and then you give it to him on air so people see it, so he can't rehome it.
True.
It's like, because everybody's gonna ask, how's that puppy doing?
We could say it's his emotional support puppy.
Oh, of course.
For
Bring
a
it up to the
road
booth.
trip, Toronto, New York. I mean, there are no laws against that, I don't think.
No, just get him a vest. It's fine, and probably forge some documents. They'll be good to go. Stamp its little paw passport, and we'll be ready to hit the airplane.
That's high for Alec Burleson with 2 outs, 15 homers, 71 for him. Alex come out of the All-Star break swinging a hot bat, 19 hits, 10 of them on this homestand. Outfield straight away for Alec. Slightly to pull on the infield. Pitch. Swing and a towering pop up to right. Conforto is there. And he makes the catch. Assad on his birthday has a 1-2-3 opening inning on a beautiful day at Busch Stadium. Update. And Palante get this game through 6. That would be nice to see. He's been pretty consistent in that regard. As he faces off with Ian Happ, the Cubs left fielder, who's 2 for 12 in the series. Jim Hayes, Palante, what a turnaround from last season.
Well, he was certainly lights out in his last start. 7 scoreless against Cincy, 2 hits, 1 walk. He told me the curveball was the difference maker. He said landing that curveball with 2 strikes or to get ahead in counts was really important. He said it's something he's been working on for the last month, putting the curveball in better locations. Brad, you mentioned it early, but you can kind of track the difference.
No, absolutely, and what a weapon it is, right? It's got big-time spin, it's got big-time bite, but it was a pitch a year ago, still had those characteristics, but he didn't land it in the strike zone. The hitters could just lay off of it and then sit on one of his other offerings, and mainly that would be the four-seam fastball for him. Well, he has put in the work. He's figured out the release point, the consistency of it. I mean, that's part of it. Each and every week in between your starts is working on all these things. Dusty, their pitching team, comes up with a plan of how they want to attack, and it's been such a nice weapon. Again, not only for the swing and miss, those are the ones that we look at the most. This one's grounded over. JJ with the backhand makes a strong throw across to get his man, but to be able to land it for strikes, to get back into counts and to start counts, because nobody is looking to hit that curveball of Andre Palante's 0-0 or 2-1. It's just been such a good weapon for him.
Well, he's got 2 ground ball outs in the game. He's allowed just 1 hit, 2 punch outs as well. And Nico Hoerner will grab a bat. He hit a homer here on Monday, his first homer in over 300 at bats. So let's keep him subdued. Hoerner 4 for 11 against Palante. Yes, with a head-to-head homer. He's knocked in 50 runs this season. Last night, Hoerner came in late in the game. Craig Counsell gave him most of the day off, but in extra innings, Hoerner took a shot at the plate, lined out. And then you'll recall Lars Nootbaar with a ground ball to second that Hoerner couldn't field cleanly. Instead of getting an out, that started the Cardinals' rally with 2 aboard, no outs in the 10th, and we, of course, walked it off by a 3-2 final. Check swing and laced foul. Still 0-2.
Nico Hoerner here fouled off one of those breaking balls. That was the slider away. Looked bad on the curveball beforehand. Remember this, though, about Nico. He's one of the best breaking ball hitters in the league. He's hitting over 330 against the breaking ball. So if you're going to throw one here with 2 strikes, you're going to want to bounce it.
He does bounce it, but back to the mound. And a low throw, and Palante a bouncer, too. Little gator arm on that baby, or a T-Rex arm if you prefer. Brad's doing a T-Rex upstairs, by the way. That was scary. And 2 men are retired. Let's enjoy a quick word from Auto Owners Insurance.
With the right coverage from Auto Owners, when the unexpected happens, you know you're covered. That's simple human sense.
Conforto at 242. That's up and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Conforto is on his way to superstardom with the Mets, you recall. Tore up his shoulder and has worked long and hard to get back. He's still a very good and productive hitter. He's bounced around a bit over the last couple of seasons, but has found a home in Chicago as a DH and a man that can play both corner infield spots. And Palante racking up the ground balls. That means he's in good form. 4 ground ball outs. Cubs scoreless in the second. The Redbirds try to get on top here in Game 4. Has been head-to-head against the Cardinals.
He has been really good. 11 Game 6 starts. Been even better, actually, in his last 3 starts. So what is your Toyota key to the game, Brad? Thanks for asking, Chip. It's get him up. That is the key to the game. Got to see him up at the top of the zone. He's going to want to pound the bottom with that sinker. Then he's going to expand a little bit. We showed you he's got a 7-pitch mix. Seeing him up, especially early, is going to be one of the bigger keys here, Chip.
Well, last night's hero, Ivan Herrera, goes to work. Loved his post-game interview with Jim Hayes last night. Ivan talking to the press after the game. Just a slight mechanical adjustment at the plate. Got his hands in the right position, and he's starting to hit line drives again. And I also love what Ollie said. And it's not to place the entire offensive operation on the shoulders of one man, but quite simply, as Ollie said, when Herrera's good, the Cardinals' offense looks good.
Yep, when he's good, we're good. And certainly you can say that about various members of this offense, but this guy is a proven difference maker when he's got it rolling.
Bregman, good play. And Herrera is retired on the ground, 1 away for Assad. MLB Plus is new for 2026. Stream MLB Network 24/7 in the U.S. and select out-of-market games every week, plus live radio broadcasts of every game. Game Day 3D, big inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus and subscribe today. Lars Nootbaar, a 3-game streak. Good slow curveball evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That sound you might be hearing in the background is not a
woodpecker.
Enormous woodpecker.
Oh, it's not?
It's not Fredbird either, I don't think. But across the street, they continue the demolition of the big hotel across the way. And look, they've got a jackhammer working on the roof.
There it is. That was probably really easy to get up there. They crane that thing up there. It's amazing what they're doing. Just section by section.
Full count.
I wonder what the vantage point is up there for those guys.
Pretty dusty right now.
Obviously, you're not watching. They're working hard.
And that one just missed. Assad twice thought he had Nootbaar struck out. Instead, that's your first Cardinals base runner.
I'd like to run. Which one of those? Would you rather be the jackhammer guy or this guy? Which one would you want? I'd be scared. I'd run that off the building. Yeah, I'm going with this one.
Hi, guys.
We're waving back.
I'm still thinking, by the way.
It's a good question.
Yeah, it's a very good question. One that will require quite a bit of time to answer correctly. I would say,
be fun to run both.
Yeah. So do you want to drive the front loader?
I don't trust myself.
Or the jackhammer? I don't know.
I want to make the mess and then somebody else should clean it up. Forget it.
Well, then definitely you're the jackhammer guy because there's concrete and stuff flying all over the place up there. The scoop truck.
Like what adult would want to do that?
He's or she is cleaning that up, right?
I think so, or at least moving.
Yeah, that's how that works up there. Oh, there's another one too. You got a Bobcat up there.
Now, have you ever driven one of these?
No, I would like to do that.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
If you do it right, you can pop a wheelie.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're saying you've driven one?
Yeah, a little bit. Not great.
Well,
I didn't mean to pop the wheelie.
Ball 4, back-to-back walks. And Assad wasn't happy with his command in the first inning. Might not be happy so far today. He's thrown 29, now 30 pitches. And 15 strikes, 15 out of the zone, and that's going to bring a visit from Tommy Hotovy.
Yeah, trying to calm his guy down. We showed you the numbers. Look, he's had a lot of success, not just against the Cardinals, but in general. He's been generally a strike thrower. He's in the zone. He's at the bottom of the zone, a lot of weak contact. Not being able to get him so far, though, this inning. 16 pitches, 10 balls, 6 strikes. I mean, that's just not him, so something's a little bit off. Can the Cardinals catch him, make him pay for it before he figures it out? That's going to be the question.
Well, let's find out. We'll step aside for a quick word from BJC Healthcare. Torres will try to scoop something here against Javier Assad. 2 on and 1 man down.
Look at it, it's going through the wall. Did you see that?
No.
Oh, jackhammer guy for sure.
That's rolled foul and out of play. Stubby Clapp is the Cardinals' first base coach. He'll be in a great mood after we A, win the game today, but B, we're headed to Toronto. Stubby will be feted, I'm sure, as a Canadian Baseball Hall of Famer. And look at that. Oh, kept it in front. As count 0-2.
Game knows how to find you. You talk about him, ground ball right to him.
A base hit the other way. Here comes Nootbaar around third. They're going to wave him home. The throw is late. Torres does scoop something to left field, an opposite field single, and after the mound visit, the Cardinals break through first.
Chip, how about this? How about a little 2-strike approach right here? Take a look at the pitch. It's a decent one here from Javier Assad on his birthday, but the present goes the way of Torres. Chevy pitch track 86. Shorten the stroke, easy down to it, right through the wide open left side. Being aggressive early, you like that. Put a little pressure on the Cubbies. That's the way to do it right there.
So St. Louis strikes first. Blaze Jordan bats and takes a strike. Torres, a nice job. That's his 13th RBI. Blaze 1 for 7 in the series. Cardinals would love to add a couple more here. And a scotch low. This young man's done a nice job. Normally puts the ball in play. And does here, but in the air toward right center. Conforto is going to track that down. Tagging at second, moving to third, Mason Wynn. Blaze Jordan is your second out. He advances the runner. And now Nathan Church bats with men at the corners and 2 out. Church 1 for 6 in the series. Cardinals go left, right, all the way up and down their lineup card. Lefties have hit Assad a little better than the right-handed bats, as you'd expect. And Ollie keeps saying that he's very pleased with the behind the scenes, under the hood, beyond the batting average numbers that we all take a look at for the young Cardinals center fielder. Let's see if that work pays off here.
They said they've really just been loving his approach, not only at the plate, but just the approach to the work, right? Every single day of having a plan, digging into it, and then getting a chance to see it all come out here at game time.
Yeah, that's the part that was intriguing to me. It's one thing to work on it. It's another thing to actually implement it on a day-to-day and at-bat basis.
Well, what happens, right? Oftentimes in the heat of battle, you revert. You revert back to muscle memory of the things that just felt good before. You just get into total battle mode, which, look, at times is fine, but when you're trying to make some significant changes, you have to trust the work, and then you have to bring it out into the place where the work actually matters.
Church didn't get that. A ball and 2 strikes. See if he can aim one to the left of Adam Hammery, the second base umpire. He's in the base path between the second base and third base bags. He'll get a great angle on a potential ground ball to second. Hopefully Church can split a gap. They play him straight up in the Cubs outfield. 2 strikes, 2 on, and a swing and a miss, and that will retire the side. The Cardinals construct the game's first run, back-to-back walks, and then a Torres opposite field single. 1-0 St. Louis after 2. One of America's fastest growing wealth management and investment banking firms, proudly rooted in St. Louis. It's a partnership built on excellence. Andre Palante's got a 1-run lead. He heads to the third, and Carson Kelly with a shot to center on the first pitch has a soft single, the second of the game for the Cubs. Dansby Swanson's next. Swanson at 218. He has 16 homers and 61 runs batted in. Greg Counsell's done a nice job in this series of giving some of his regular players some rest. Swanson had a game off. Horner had most of a game off. That dynamic duo back in there up the middle here for game 4.
Pretty good defensive club, huh? These two teams actually two of the best in baseball, being strong up the middle defensively.
Palante's been racking up ground ball outs. He's got 4 of them. See if he can get 2 for the price of 1 here from Swanson. Ground ball left side. Blaze has it. Asking you'll receive. It's double play. 5-4-3.
Well, this is vintage Andre Palante right now. Everything has been very difficult to square up, and a nice turn right there by this young man. Take a look at it again to the left side. Momentum's got him going that way. Good strong feed in the finish by JJ.
That was really fun to watch. That was kind of an old-fashioned turn at second base. Of course, the game has changed so much. There's almost no contact by base runners against infielders at the second base bag, but the ability to use that pillow as a weapon, a shield, is really a lost art in so many quarters. And you saw Weatherholt come flying across the bag. There was no chance at all for Kelly to interfere with his move at all.
A little different world. Now, do you like that? Do you like that aspect of the game has been taken out?
That one kisses the chalk, and Pete Crow Armstrong has his second extra base hit of the series. Well, number one, I don't want to see anybody get hurt, but I do miss the hard slides. I do miss that cat and mouse game, where you see a shortstop low bridge an oncoming slider, or the second baseman using the bag to defend himself.
You just think Ozzie Smith, right? The acrobatics around the base.
No question. Those guys are your Rudolph Nuryevs, if you will, if you're a fan of the ballet. And much of that athleticism is no longer showcased. And I say that, A, never having played there, and B, knowing the importance of keeping those great athletic players upright.
Yes, for sure.
As hard as guys can run and slide. And that was a nice play by Weatherholt. As Suzuki hits with a runner at second in a 1-run game. The Cubs 3 hits. How about you? Do you miss that part of the game?
I do. Just again, visually, and like from a pitcher standpoint, I shouldn't miss it at all because it's a lot easier to turn some double plays. One guy that we saw take a lot of, not an advantage necessarily, but took more risks than you would normally see was Nolan Arenado. Because Nolan would take some risks on throws at second that, before these rules were in play, that would get a second baseman blown up.
Yeah, and they would say, don't throw it to me.
Absolutely. But it ends up getting that lead man out a little bit more. So, look, footwork and all that stuff still very important around the bag, especially how quick your transfers are and all of that. But it's just a different element here, but definitely good for the pitchers.
2-0 for Suzuki, who struck out his first time up. And another example of what I was talking about. We saw that in the Reds series. Remember, Ellie De La Cruz on a double play ball came across the bag and sort of dropped sidearm to make sure that, I think it might have been Church, make sure he slid about 15 feet away from the bag. As this one on the ground, Mason Wynn glides, double clutches, and throws a strike. And Palante works around a single and a double. 7 ground ball outs. He is pitching confidently, and Chip Carey with you at Busch Stadium. I think we decided that's what you'll be. I'll be the scoop. You can be the
scoop and jackhammer.
Yeah,
I've been called worse. That's for sure. I'll stick with that one. I like it.
Pretty sure there was a jack involved, but maybe not the hammer part.
Whoa.
J.J. Weatherholt.
Oh, am I going to take that sort of slander here? Did I give up a home run or two? Sure. Did I have a good breaking ball at times?
Sure. Who was it? Who was it that hit his face?
Oh, that was Russell Branyan.
Oh, yeah.
Russell Branyan hit his own face on the Jumbotron out there, and it was at Busch, too. I don't know how far of a shot that was. And it was another one of those reminders of how baseball is very humbling. I remember coming into the game, and we were down by a couple of runs. There was a runner on first when I come in, nobody out. I go one pitch, double play. Like, oh, I'm feeling it. Feeling pretty good. Yeah, rookie season, feeling good. This is easy. Second pitch, off his face on the Jumbotron. It was further than that. I mean, it was, I don't know how far it was, but I do remember hearing the call afterwards. And Dan actually laughed on the home call and said he hit it off his face out there. Like, it was a blast.
Thanks for your support.
I do appreciate it. And look, when you give up one like that, you deserve to talk about it a bit.
But the wind had to be blowing out a million miles.
Don't think it was. It might have been breezing in, actually.
Oh.
Could have been swirling. Bit of a vortex.
Strike three. Assad came back from a 3-0 count. And that's the pitch he used on Nootbaar. Thought he had him struck out. Instead, he issued a walk, and that accounted for the first run. So Assad has his third strikeout. Weatherholt is 0 for 2. And here's Jordan Walker. Cardinals offense hasn't had a lot of slug in recent weeks. Walker now 17 games since his last regulation homer. And a base hit the other way, to the left side, is his first of the game, his second of the series, and the Cardinals a one-out start here.
Down and away, this is where he wants to be attacking Jordan Walker. And look, it's amazing that he's able to get to some of these pitches. See how far Jordan is off of the plate, but he's just got that long reach, that extension. He can spoil some tough ones on the outer half.
Burley's last homer, July 8th. That too 17 games ago. And this one poked into center field. Back-to-back hits on back-to-back pitches. So Burleson and the Cardinals back in action in the third inning. 2 aboard with 1 man out. That's what Brant Brown said was his diagnosis of what was ailing the Cardinals offense when they were so good, Brad. He called them hit collectors. The home runs, the doubles, the extra base hits, all of that comes as a byproduct of just trying to collect hits and using your talents coupled with a good approach at the plate.
Yeah, the idea of trusting the man behind you is going to get the job done too. Like, I can only do what is given to me in a given at bat. And you know that good process, the way you want to attack, the game plan that you have, that's going to turn into good results. It will turn into some slug.
Bregman to second one, and Horner the turn in time for a double play. So double plays and both threats for the Cubs and Cardinals in the third. The Redbirds still lead by 1. You can support kids in our community by bidding on unique Cardinals experiences. Please enter the all-inclusive Savannah Banana Sweepstakes or play the 50-50 raffle. You could be the next winner. Get your details at cardinals.com/caring for kids. There's some great auction prizes. The 50-50 raffle jackpot's at $80,000 and growing by the minute. Bid on exclusive experiences like becoming a broadcaster for the day.
It's one day.
As Michael Busch on the first pitch rolls out. Good start for Palante.
If you're cool, we might have you back, though.
Yeah. Get to spend some time with Chaim Bloom. You can take out the lineup card with Oliver Marmol. So those are some of the big sweepstakes prizes. Other ones, some autographed memorabilia, which is always worth taking a peek at. Go to cardinals.com/caring for kids to enter those sweepstakes and bid on the auction item of your choice.
Yeah, you definitely want to jump in on that. Some really unique opportunities and hopefully a giving point for a little bit of everybody. And remember, you are giving the Cardinals Care. Cardinals Care does so much for kids in our communities. So if you can help out, please do so.
Alex Bregman, a 1-0 count, 1-0 St. Louis. Hits even 3 apiece. Bregman bounced out his first time up. Palante doing what he does so well, a 55% ground ball rate in this game, Brad, with 1 out in the 4th inning, 8 outs via ground ball.
It's huge. It is huge, especially against this lineup. This is a lineup that can slug quite a bit. They can hit some home runs. They can score in a hurry. But it's hard to do that when everything's on the ground. And it hasn't just been the fastball from Andre Palante that's getting on the ground. That slider has been tough to catch up to, tough to barrel up.
And we talk about, look, there's still a long way to go in this game. Don't know how it's going to turn out. But for a young man that is growing in confidence with every passing pitch and start, for Palante to do what he's doing today against a team that has the best record in baseball since mid-June and is one of the best and most patient offenses in the sport, well, that's tip your cap kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't have, and I should have in front of me, the splits that he had against the Cubs a year ago. But this offense, the way that they profile against him last year is this one. This slider catches a little bit too much of the plate. Bregman trying to go for the hustle double, and he's got it. But I think that this lineup last year, the way that they attack at least this season, would have picked him apart and would have laid off some stuff. Well, now you can't do that because he's got his whole arsenal that he can use.
9th hit in the series for Bregman. So he's reached base now in 22 straight games in his career against the Cardinals. And represents the tying run with 1 out. Ian Happ is next. Happ rolled out to start the Chicago 2nd. Got one more series with the Cubbies. That will come next month. That's August 14th, 15th, and 16th at Wrigley Field. Hopefully the Cubs will wear out the Yankees before we get to the Bronx. The Yankees face the Cubs coming up. We go to Toronto and then visit New York before our first off day in 20 days on August the 6th. High fly toward right. Nootbaar going back. And he's got room right in front of the bullpen. Nootbaar celebrates, and advancing on the fly ball is Bregman. The ball gets away. Burley picks it up and late to the plate. Nootbaar made a great catch, but took too long to get the ball back to the infield. And Bregman tags up and scores from second on a fly ball to right.
So this is something that we've talked about a lot. First of all, a great job to be able to get back to the track, find it, reel this in, but can't be wasting time right there. It took forever to get in, then missed the cutoff man. That's just a mental mistake.
So Newt must have forgotten how many outs there were. And what a disappointing way to lose a 1-run lead. So 1-1 in the 4th. Nico Horner with the bases empty. And a comebacker right back through the box.
Well, for Andre Palante, that was just a slider there to Nico Horner. Left it up. Time to just get out of this inning right here. Going to go talk it over. Dusty Blake on his way out to slow things down here for Andre. That's one of those things we were talking about earlier with Andre Palante. A big thing that he's been able to do is not let things snowball on him. Like that's disappointing. That should not happen. Having him score from first or score there on a tag up, but it did. Now what, right? 1-1 ball game. Slow it down. Keep making pitches. He's looked excellent to this point. Just take a deep breath and go back at it.
Michael Conforto, the Cubs right fielder, is next. He rolled out to second his first time up. Physical errors happen in the game. It's a tough game played by tough guys. It's the mental mistakes that'll drive you crazy. And the Cardinals haven't made many, but one here costs them a run. Then the physical error of missing the cutoff man added to that. So new life for Chicago. Let's see if Palante can pick up the defense here. Got to keep an eye on Nico Horner. He has stolen 15 bags this season. He's 15 out of 18. Short lead at first. And strike one. The knuckle curve stayed high. And Horner doing all he can at first to distract Andre. He is dancing around at the first base bag.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of bouncing around over there. I think that Andre is doing a pretty good job, though, of holding the ball, of varying his looks and his timing.
That's hit to the right side. JJ with the feed, and Palante a good job to get to the bag, and that will retire the side. Cardinals made a mistake. Cubs take advantage of the new Big Arch Burger at McDonald's. Cardinals 1, Cubs 1. Bottom of the fourth inning. Nootbaar, Wynn, and Torres are coming up. Assad has scattered 3 hits. He's walked 2. Nootbaar was the first of those 3 passes, and Lars scored the lone Cardinals run in the second. That's lifted out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Our great producer Brian Shapiro reminded me, with the trade deadline coming up on Monday, today's the anniversary that the Cubs acquired Pete Crow Armstrong from the Mets.
I'd say that trade worked out pretty well for them. Sent Javier Baez the other direction.
One trade yesterday, John Mozeliak, his first big one with the Angels, traded Logan O'Hoppe and a pitcher to the Rangers for a minor league infielder. And Nootbaar takes strike 3. Assad has his 4th strikeout. 1 away in a tie game as we check in with Jim Hayes.
Yeah, Jim, Chaim Bloom and his staff have been preparing for the trade deadline for months. He told me we have guys that literally have been monitoring the player universe the entire season just to make sure we're locked in on the right guys. But he knows things get crazy once the trade frenzy starts. He told me we are one of 30 actors and we don't control the other 29. All we can do is focus on what we need to accomplish. Guys, he says the work has been done and they are ready to go.
Well, we'll see how it plays out. The deadline Monday at 5 Central Time. The Cardinals will be in New York to play the Yankees. As the press notes show us, Dustin May is listed as the Cardinals' probable pitcher for that opener against the Yankees. We'll see how that plays out in the days ahead.
Yeah, for sure. Look, a lot of things up in the air, and this is, I mean, we joke about it, but it's no joking matter for those individuals involved. There's a nice piece of hitting here again from Mason Wynn, going backside, using the whole field lately. That's why he's racking up the hits right now. He's going right, going to right field. He's going up the middle. This is a pretty good sinker in, too, by Javier Assad. Chevy pitch track. Inside out swing. But we are officially on hug watch, right? So you talk about that flight to New York. The flight back home, certainly going to be some different bodies around, you would think.
Brian Torres has the RBI for the Cardinals. He hit it to left field. And he pulls this one above the tarp off to our right. No balls and a strike. We were told that Quinn Matthews was scheduled to start a doubleheader today for Memphis. He has been taken down from that start. So draw whatever conclusions you will from that.
That's interesting. Quinn Matthews coming off a 10 strikeout performance last time out. He has been really good. They like what they've seen out of him. Obviously the swing and miss. He's limited some of the walks here, especially as of late. The control been so much better.
0-2. And a nice stop by Kelly. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carson's name's been coming up a little bit in the trade talks, with Shea Langoliers injured for the A's and O'Hoppe getting traded. Don't know if the Twins would trade Ryan Jeffers. They're in the playoff hunt and say they're going to add at the deadline. So names like Kelly for the Cubs and Tyler Stevenson for the Reds are drawing interest. 4 teams like the Yankees, who've had very little offensive production from their catching core this season. One-two count. And another line drive to left for Torres. Love the approach and the results. He's 2 for 2. So he's 6 for 11 so far on the homestand. That's nice to see. A lot of that work has come off the bench. Starting today, the Redbirds have another rally.
Now, this is knowing who you are, what you do well. This guy is, to use a Brant Brown term, he is a hit collector. That's exactly what he's been his entire career leading up to getting called up. Collects one here. Cardinals have 2 on.
Blaze Jordan flied out his first time up. And had a healthy cut there. That's skied off to our right. Hey, another great catch. And from Sedalia, Missouri, made that grab. That fan was ready to hand that baseball to, I believe that's his son, but that kid's raised right. He's crushing some ice cream.
Yes, it did. Hold that for a little bit. When I get done with this ice cream, my brother and I will fight about it, and then Mom will say, why don't you just catch another one?
Driven down the right field line. If only it were that easy. It's 1-2.
It's an ice cream kind of day.
Yeah, I think so. You went with the turtle surprise yesterday again, huh?
Yeah, I did. We named it the surprise part because I didn't know we were getting ice cream that day. But it was the turtle from Ted Drew's. Boy, that was good.
Yeah, every Wednesday.
What'd you do?
Heath? Yeah, just a little bit of the Heath.
Yeah.
I was going to give it to Aaron Trowbridge, our great audio guy.
A big Heath guy.
Loves it. Loves ice cream. Practically had to fight him just to get a sample. The pitch downstairs. 3-2. Well, Blaze has worked a deep count. They're making a sod work here. 2 aboard. And a slow roller hit towards short. Cubs are going to get 1 out of that. Jordan hit it soft enough to advance the runners to second and third. And now Church with 2 outs. A chance to put the Cardinals back in front.
Chip, we talked a bit about what makes Javier Assad so effective. Chevy pitch strike that right there. That's 95 with just some arm side run. Blaze swung at that like that was going to be down the middle, and it just rode in on the hands.
This guy's 6-1 for a reason. So a big spot for Nathan Church. And he was late and struck out his first time up. Church 4 for his last 32 at the plate. See if he can use the Brian Torres approach and shoot one on the ground between short and third here. Swing and a miss. 3 pitches, and Church is struck out for the second time. 5 strikeouts for the Cubs right of Amarin. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/promotions. Carson Kelly leads off. I have not heard. In fact, I am remiss in not having asked. I don't know if Joe will be in town for his bobblehead night. And Tom Mee, our Legendary director says Joe will be in town, so hopefully he'll stop by the booth. Can bring the Twins, and they can break something in the booth again.
Yeah, that's fine. Not too nice. Got Papa Shot back there. What'd they break? It's just fine.
Joe brought the Twins. As this one rifled toward right, and Nootbaar's got that one for out number one. We have all kinds of fun little entertainments that we have during rain delays here, and one of them was a kind of a
little pitch and putt
golf set.
Yeah.
And Joe's Twins were just the nicest kids. Started wailing away on the furniture with the golf clubs and accidentally snapped one.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We didn't need that. Obviously, durability test failed on that product.
Yeah, it's the product's fault, not the kids.
I'll send that back.
No balls into strike. Those golf clubs lasted about as long as your Turtle Surprise ice cream.
Oh, yeah. No, that went down pretty quickly. It was hot. Didn't want it to melt, Chip.
Yeah, I get it.
Don't need sticky fingers up here.
Swanson takes a little low. 1 ball, 1 strike. I think the construction crew's on lunch break.
Well,
that's how quiet it's gotten up there.
Even Jackhammer needs some time off, you know.
Palante's been efficient. He's been really good. 9 outs on the ground. A mental mistake cost him the lone Cubs run an inning ago. And pop fly back toward us. That guy's made a couple of good catches today. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Dansby Swanson is retired. A double play and a strikeout for the Cubs shortstop. And Palante has whiffed his 3rd Cub.
Well, this one here from Andre Palante. It's the slider. Might have even backed up a tiny bit, but had that good downward movement still. Take a look at the pitches by inning. Andre really hasn't had to work incredibly hard. He's been doing a nice job of staying ahead, using that great defense behind him.
Pete Crow Armstrong. First career extra inning go-ahead home run yesterday. Boy, he loved every second of it. He posed around first, second, and third as he hit one a country mile into the Cardinals bullpen. But the Redbirds had the last laugh, scoring 3 in the 10th to stun the Cubs. This guy is a prototypical, you love him if he plays for you. You don't like him so much when you have to get him out.
Well, has quickly turned himself into a little bit of a villain for Cardinal Nation. I love it. Like I like having.
That's part of it.
Yes, absolutely it is. By the way, if you're going to be the villain, you got to be a good player. He's a very good player.
Jordan Walker said it best at the home run derby. They don't boo nobodies, and this guy is definitely somebody. Cardinals drafted a kid that is kind of out of this mold, Trevor Condon, with their #1 overall pick. He turns out to be like PCA. We'll love those antics just fine here in St. Louis. Upstairs, it's 2-2. You almost get the feeling there's 2 different personas with PCA. There's the on-field Pete, and then there's the Pete that's so thoughtful in talking to the media. This one launched a long way toward left. Torres on the run. He'll play that off the base of the wall, and Pete Crow Armstrong has his 2nd double. Got 21 of those, and the Cubs threaten with 2 outs to take the lead in the 5th.
Chip, this is a pretty good piece of hitting right here. Knuckle curve from Andre Palante. This is down under the zone away. You see how close PCA was crowding the plate, though, and just able to go down, get it right off the middle of the wall. Well played by Torres with the bare hand.
So the Cubs with 3 doubles in the last 3 innings. Bring up Suzuki, the DH. Seiya has struck out and grounded out. Another guy that's kind of out of that PCA mold, A.J. Pierzynski. I think one of the most misunderstood guys in recent memory in baseball. All he cared about was winning, and he would do just about anything to win a game. And it's a great compliment when you say of a professional athlete that they hate losing almost more than they enjoy winning. And with A.J. Pierzynski, PCA, they are burrs under your saddle. You sometimes worry more about them than beating their team.
What an advantage. Yeah.
Ball and a strike for Seiya Suzuki. Redbirds will have the top of the order coming up in our half of the 5th inning. We're tied at 1 on a beautiful, breezy, warm day in downtown St. Louis. Cubs have action in their bullpen. As Assad might not be fully stretched out, he went 3 innings in his last outing. His last start was July 11th. So Ryan Rollison has grabbed a baseball and is playing catch. As we said, the Cardinals go left, right, all the way up and down their lineup. 3 of the next 5 batters hit from the left side. And Rollison, a southpaw. Lunch break's over across the street. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, back to work over there. We're going to see that thing. It'll be interesting to see when we get home how much different that building looks.
Full count pitch. And Suzuki takes ball 4. So Palante, who's had impeccable command today, misses with a fastball. And 2 aboard for Bush. This is the dangerous hitter. He's 8 for 11 against Palante.
All right, so that's you. Oh wait, no, that's me. That's the that's the jackhammer one right there.
That is?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't see the.
Yeah, it's on there.
On the ground. Palante is going to get out of it. JJ to a knee. Palante picked a perfect time for his 10th ground ball out. Top of the order for the Cardinals. Looks to break a 1-1 tie. With our TV and radio crews, every bid supports local kids in our community. Bid now at cardinals.com/caring for kids. That's the Cardinals' great KMOX radio booth. Mike Claiborne on the right of your screen, the voice of the Cardinals, John Rooney, and legendary producer and engineer Jim Jackson on the left. When we're not on and the national folks take over, give yourselves a treat. Turn the national folks down. Turn on KMOX.
Yeah, they're great. I enjoy listening to them when I'm out and about. That broadcaster for a day thing going to be fun too. Yeah. You bounce around both of the booths. Obviously, you get field box tickets, a couple of pregame field passes, dugout access as well. Play your cards right. Might work that into we'll get ourselves an intern.
Yeah, they've got one on the radio side.
Yeah, Emmett does a fine job over there. Nice young man. Helps us out, too. A little jealous, though. We don't have an Emmett.
Downstairs. Or an ME. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You have Emmys. How many Emmys do you have? I'm sorry. Were you pulling off your shoes to start counting?
Yeah.
How many Emmys do you have?
A base hit for Weatherholt as we change the subject. He's 1 for 3. 1. Just one. All by myself, just one.
How many do you have at your house?
The one. Okay, just one. How about you?
I don't have any Emmys. Are you kidding me? And by the time we were, doing stuff that was Emmy-worthy, we had to pay to put those in. We were bankrupt as a company.
Yeah, they couldn't nominate us. As Jordan Walker hits and drives that one a long way foul. Steve Reich won.
Fred Bird and I are working on it, though. We'll see.
Yeah, the award-winning.
One of these days. That show did, back in the day, win one.
Did
I believe. Yeah. And then I don't think there's a category for it anymore. Too much awesome on that show to put in one category.
0-1 count. Swing and a miss. 96. Walker couldn't catch that. So your point, up and in. They're starting to tease Walker with that pitch and then sweep the ball away from him and see if he'll be patient.
Well, you have to, especially when he shows you, like he did in the third inning, that you can throw your pitcher's pitch, down and away on the corner with the breaking ball, and he still is able to get to it. You better do something to open up the inner half.
They dare him to hit the ball on the ground to the right side. And he almost ran out of bat there with the sweeper. That's, again, the pitching pattern you were talking about. It's very easy to see from our vantage point. The game's 1,000% easier here than down there. But up and away, up and in, down and away. Let's see what they go to here, 0-2.
I think if I'm Assad here, I'm elevating.
Not much wind to speak of other than the hot air from the broadcast booths today.
That is blowing out to left.
No balls, 2 strikes. Walker stays alive. We're headed to a great place to hit after the game today. Rogers Center in Toronto. But it won't be easy for the Cardinals. Dylan Cease, Kevin Gausman, and Max Scherzer lined up 1, 2, and 3 in that series. Cardinal starters, Leahy, Liberatore, and Michael McGreevy. And the battle continues here. Walker will see a 6th pitch.
I love it. I love it. Keep fighting, getting that pitch count up for Assad. You mentioned it earlier. This guy's been in the bullpen the last couple of times. Pitch count now getting to the point where they're not going to want him to go much further.
JJ at first, a leadoff single. And now time called. First final in. Tampa Bay beat Texas today. That's a 3-2 score. Runner goes, pitch low, dug out, and ball dropped. They had him beat, but JJ gets a break. Horner couldn't hang on. He's still perfect. 12 for 12 in stolen bases.
And Nico thought he had it. The slide just ends up kicking the ball right out of the glove. Decent jump right there. Pretty good pick and throw on the money. The slide here, the pick just couldn't quite get there. You're right, though. That had him beat if he could hold on to it.
So a hit means a run here. And the lead. The pitch. Strike 3. Walker caught on the outside corner at 96. 6 strikeouts for Assad.
Well, it's a pretty good bolt right here, and potentially the last bolt from Assad. Sinker, 96, came back at the bottom of the zone to get him.
4 to 3rd innings for Javier Assad. 1 run so far. He's allowed 6 hits. Rollison versus Burleson, Herrera and Nootbaar, we hope, in a tie game. It's game 4 at Be Right. As we continue on in the bottom of the 5th inning in the shadows of the great Stan Musial here at Busch Stadium, another terrific left-hand hitter is coming up. Alec Burleson trying to break this tie. Ryan Rollison is next to pitch, and first to answer the Chevy call to the bullpen for the Cubbies.
Well, we'll see. Can the Cardinals get to this bullpen of the Cubbies? Rollison, we saw him in game 1 of the series, 2/3 of an inning, struck out a pair.
In between innings, Brad was wondering why the word copyright is called what it is. And yes, I went to the old Google machine. It literally means the exclusive legal right to make copies of an original creative work.
That's what I told you. So the only thing that made sense.
2 balls, no strikes. It dates back to 1735.
Is that right?
Yeah. It emerged a few decades after the British Parliament passed the Statute of Anne in 1710, which was the world's first formal government legislation protecting written works. And for you youngsters out there, in 1710, they didn't have radio, TV, cell phones, or TikTok. Just in case you wonder.
Yeah. No,
so everything
TikTok
was printed.
Was a little bit later.
Yeah.
So was that document the first ever thing copyrighted, or that allowed you to copyright? Like, what was the?
It allowed you to copyright.
Well, then what was the first ever thing copyrighted?
I don't know the answer to that.
Get on the Google machine. This is half.
Hold on. Herrera's coming up. We got bigger fish to fry. Jim Hayes. Herrera a chance to keep on keeping on here.
Well, he had the big hit last night. Seems to be emerging from that little slump. Ali Marmol loves seeing it. He said this of Herrera. He's one of our hardest working players. He revamped his swing in the minors, and he's overcome serious injuries to get to the point. Ali said Herrera cares about one thing, that's winning, and he's determined to be great. That's pretty high praise.
It is high praise. As he goes, so goes the Cardinals offense. Herrera 0 for 2, however, today. He's played pepper with Bregman at third base twice, once into a double play. In the air to left. And Happ in a step or two. First pitch retires Herrera. 2 outs, 2 on. And Lars Nootbaar is next. The first item registered under the first U.S. federal copyright law, the Philadelphia Spelling Book.
Okay, that's great to know.
That's all you know. That's all I got.
So how do you have copyright on how things are spelled? How's that a thing?
I don't think it was the spelling. I think it's the fact that it was a book explaining the rules of spelling, and it was written in the original way of the author.
Huh.
That's my guess.
All right, no, fair. Look, it's copyrighted, so.
We can ask Ricky after the game. He was old enough to remember the Philadelphia Spelling Book, I'll bet.
Shot taken on his birthday. I'm not going to sit here for it.
And he went to Virginia. So I'll bet you that was part of the core curriculum for the Cavaliers.
Sure it was.
2-0. Now 2-1. Nootbaar walked and scored the lone Cardinals run in the second. He struck out looking to lead off the fourth. He's trying to extend his hitting streak to 4 straight games. He's getting a little help from Weatherholt, who's trying to give him location at second. Lars usually sees a lot of pitches. He's about to see his 5th. And a swing and a miss. So after walking the first batter, Rollison disposes of Herrera and Nootbaar. And game 4 in St. Louis. Heads radio booth. That's a great giveaway.
We got to get that shirt. We won't be wearing that the rest of the season. That thing is nice. Got all the St. Louis stuff on it. Did you notice the little toasted Ravs on there?
That made me hungry as Alex Bregman leads off. Belante's pitch to beauty. He's walked 1, struck out 3, 10 ground ball outs. And were it not for a mental hiccup, he might have a 1-0 lead. That mental mistake of fly ball to right for Happ. Nootbaar went all the way back to the wall, took 3 or 4 steps before he threw the ball back into the infield. In his haste, he overshot the cutoff man. And Alex Bregman was able to score from second on the pause and the overthrow to tie our game, and that's where we stand. That's up and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I like the approach right there by Andre Palante. Gone back inside. That's 3 times in a row staying in. A couple of those takes on the inner half tells you, man, he's pretty locked in. Not moving the feet a lot. He's going to be looking for something he can get extended on.
Popped up and playable at second. Glasses gleaming for J.J. He's there. And Palante has his first out in the 6th inning. Let's check out our BJC Healthcare difference maker. Palante having another fine day today.
He certainly is. Scattered 6 hits against him. Got some swing and miss. 3 strikeouts at this point. But the biggest key has been the ground balls. A whole bunch of them. Keeping them off the barrel. Using the defense. Weak contact. Been a lot of fun to see him go to work. Last time out against the Reds, he was outstanding. Picked up right where he left off.
Next up, Ian Happ. Long-time Cardinal killer. Hits even 6 apiece. Remember, our Bet365 betting odds update today was, could Palante get this game through 6? He's got a good shot. Only 77 pitches for him with 1 away as he starts his 3rd trip through the lineup. Right to the second base bag. Mason positioned perfectly. 11 ground ball outs. I think that's something too, Brad. I said it in passing. We're seeing a little more of that from the Cardinals starters in the second half of the season, getting a little deeper into the opposing orders that 3rd time, maybe having some things held in reserve to face them when the game is a little later for the St. Louis staff.
Yeah, and even if it isn't like saving a pitch from the arsenal, because you don't see that very often. I mean, that is more of an old school, hey, 3rd time around, here's the curveball. I love that, but you just don't see it as much. But seeing the sequencing change throughout from at bat to at bat, that's something that they really focus on, is attacking different ways. Now, if somebody has a glaring hole and you're able to exploit it, keep doing it until they prove something different. But for the most part, being able to mix the whole arsenal, that's how you get out to the 3rd time around.
Little pop by Nico Hoerner, his 2nd single. And the Cubs stay alive in the 6th inning. Conforto is coming up next. Yeah, that's a big difference in the game. There is a 3rd time through the order penalty, generally speaking, in our sport. In the so-called old days, a lot of pitchers thought, I'm not even thinking about coming out of the game until I've thrown 120 pitches. In today's game, 95, 100 gets you to about 6 innings and 2+ times through the order, and then they're out of the game. Runner at first goes. Pitch a strike. Throw to second on the money, but it's going to be late. So Hoerner steals a base, his 16th. He's in scoring position with 2 outs. Big jump.
Well, again, for Andre Palante, who cares, right? He's there, make a pitch, getting out, and get back to hopefully putting up some runs here in the 6th.
Ground ball right side. That is handled by Burley, and Palante 12 ground ball outs. That's a big one. The Cubs were 5 for 10 with 2 outs at the plate in the game. For his 4th multi-hit game in the last 5 played. He's our Bet365 betting odds to do just that. The Cardinals last inning put the leadoff man aboard, had J.J. Weatherholt at second, but couldn't break the tie. So let's see what Mason can do. His last 6 games, 8 hits. And Rollison starts him off with a breaking ball. Hits weren't a problem for the Cardinals affiliate in Palm Beach last night. Did you see that game?
I did not see that game.
Palm Beach won 19-5 yesterday. They had 29 hits in the game.
Jeez.
0 homers.
This was in Palm Beach, I'm assuming. Big ballpark. It can happen. That's hard to do, though, still.
We talk about multi-hit games. Palm Beach had 8 players with 3 hits or more last night.
Sounds like a Brand Brown kind of team. Bunch of hit collectors over there.
2 balls and a strike. So they were hit collectors. So congratulations to Palm Beach. Cardinals trying to gain some ground in the wild card race. We got to pass 5 teams with a third of the season left. All it takes is a hot streak. Cardinals haven't had one of those yet in the second half. In fact, they frankly have stumbled in the month of July. But maybe some interleague action, and today's game is what will get them going. Offensive struggle the first 9 innings last night. They have but 1 run and 6 hits again today.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that has stood out in the month of July and really going back to like mid-June, just offensive struggles, right? The inconsistencies of this offense, but offense young, inconsistencies are normal.
Bregman a nice play. Mason Wynn retired for the first time. 1 up, 1 down. And we step aside for a quick word from Rally House.
The season starts at Rally House. From jerseys and hats to tumblers for game day, it's where outrageous selection meets every fan style.
Nice day for Brian Torres. He's 2 for 2. Torres the lone Cardinals RBI today. That one chopped toward first. It's a race to the bag, and Torres with the slide is going to be out number 2. Blaze Jordan, the final hope in the St. Louis 6th. Blaze is flied out to right. He's grounded out to short. You a fan on that slide at first on a bang bang play?
It looks good. I don't think it's faster though.
I agree.
I think the main one, obviously, if there's like potential collision somewhere, being able to dive in can make sense. Or if you're trying to evade a tag, that part of it makes sense.
Never saw Jackie Joyner-Kersee dive at the tape when she was running the 100 meters.
In fairness, she wasn't on dirt. That would hurt a lot. Although she wouldn't care if it was faster.
Right. 2 balls, no strikes. It was superhero day here last night. That would be the superpower I would love to have. The experience of running a 4.1 40-yard dash. At blazing speed.
Just, okay, real quick. It's superpower day, and all you want to do is run a 4.1. And when I say that respectfully, because that's fast.
Driven to right. Let's see how fast Jordan can get to second. That ball bangs off the wall. Here comes the throw. It's going to be close and in time. Perfect throw by Conforto. The Cardinals might take a look at this. The tag was high up around the head and shoulders, and it does not look like the Cardinals will challenge. Jordan with a single, trying to stretch it into a 2-out double, and Conforto rings him up and sends us. For the Cardinals traveling party today is Did You Remember Your Passport? Because that's our Budweiser What's on Tap.
Boy, I sure hope so. I'll check my carry-on here in a minute. 3 games against Toronto, then off to New York. I am going to get some poutine as
Mason Wynn got him. What a play. That was an incredible grab and throw to nab the Cubs catcher. Chicago might take a look at this.
Jim, I got to be honest off the bat. I don't care if it's a catcher or whoever. I didn't think that he had a chance, but Mason Wynn, the Gold Glover with the golden arm, makes an incredible play. Your Budweiser play of the game, ranging into the outfield. A rocket of a throw, uses the turf spot on. That was perfect.
There's not a throw that kid doesn't think he can't make. And 13 ground ball outs for Palante. He's getting closer and closer to the big league lead. A 91-mile-an-hour throw for Mason Wynn to get the leadoff man. Now Dansby Swanson bats. Nothing in 2. Well, the Cubs threw out Blaze Jordan, trying to stretch a ball off the wall into a double. And Mason Wynn had the Cubs catcher running and got him by a quarter step.
He is so quick, man. The instincts are so good. The way that he pops up, ready to throw. Obviously, the arm is one of the biggest difference makers in the game of baseball. But great defense, man. I don't care. And he's swinging the bat really well right now. I don't care how you're swinging it. You play defense like that, you're going to be in the big leagues a long time.
1 ball, 2 strikes for the Cubs shortstop. And that's upstairs. All Major League Baseball infielders are led by Mason Wynn with his average throwing speed of over 94 miles an hour. Has 12 of the 13 fastest throws from an infielder in the major leagues. He's the Mizorowski of infielders. Put it that way.
Pretty good. Yeah, you and I were going over some of the hardest pitches in baseball. There was just one list that looked like just somebody made a typo. It was just nothing but Mizorowski for 2 pages.
Popped up back toward us. I know how detail-oriented you are when you saw that list. Did they spell Mizorowski correctly all the way 1 through 15?
Yeah, they did. Everything was the same.
Okay.
Everything was the same. Yeah, copy paste. You'd notice if that was off just by a little space.
And Swanson takes ball 4. First time he reaches in the game. Palante's second walk. George Soriano is playing catch in the Cardinals bullpen, and here comes Ollie, it appears, after 90 pitches. He's not going to let Palante face Pete Crow Armstrong for a 4th time. Palante saw 27 batters in this game, Brad. 13 of them retired on the ground. Another outstanding performance for Andre in his 21st start of the year today.
This is a crazy tough lineup. He was able to navigate it. What a job by Andre Palante. That's back-to-back fantastic starts for him.
Nice ovation for the young Cardinals right-hander. The game in the hands of the St. Louis bullpen. Top of the 7th, PCA, Suzuki, and Bush coming up. George Soriano next out. Andre Palante is giving the Cardinals a shot here today. He's responsible for Dansby Swanson at first base, but he turns things over to George Soriano. Cardinals right-hander has also had a breakout season from the St. Louis bullpen.
Scoreless inning from George last night. A pair of strikeouts. Look at his numbers. He's your Chevy call to the bullpen. 49th game of the season. And it's really kind of been a de facto lefty.
First move, runner goes. They're going to run every chance they get on Herrera. Cubs have their second stolen base and another runner in scoring position with 1 out.
Yeah, a good combination, good time to run, right? New reliever comes into the ball game. You have some tells, have some tendencies, and then have Herrera behind the plate.
Swanson 15 out of 15. Now PCA with 2 doubles. Looks to break a 1-1 tie. This kid making a strong case for an MVP award for Craig Counsell's Cubs. You go by WAR, he's atop the pile in the senior circuit. Has a pretty hefty lead over Shohei Ohtani of the Dodgers. You lead Ohtani in anything, that is saying something.
Yeah, you're doing all right. This young man does a little bit of everything, man. He's got power, he's got speed, the defensive ability. He is a lot of fun to watch, more so not against your team.
And he's got swagger, and I think that's always a good thing for our game.
It's energy.
And now some trouble afoot here. There are your WAR leaders. Yordan Alvarez bidding for a triple crown for the Astros. He's 3rd on that very exclusive list. Now a full count coming for the Cubs center fielder. I believe it's Miguel Cabrera, the last Triple Crown winner in the major leagues. He did that with the Tigers. That was in the 2012 season. So will Soriano throw the changeup here? He's pitching back-to-back for the 11th time. Swing and a miss. It was the fastball, 97. And PCA was not looking for the express.
He was not, and this is a great one at the top of the zone, and that's what makes Soriano so effective. You know how good the changeup is, especially the lefties, but you have to respect that. That is gas upstairs, frustrating PCA. Big pitch.
Always good to get that first batter. Soriano now faces Suzuki, who's 0 for 2. The Cubs have stranded 6 runners. 4 of them in scoring position in the game. Cardinals have 1-1-2-3 inning. That was Palante's second when he got 3 quick ground ball outs. Way outside. Ball 2. Cubs are hitless with runners in scoring position today. They're 13 for 42, however, with men at second or third in this 4-game series.
Couple of change-ups that he's missed up in the zone here. 3-0. Again, do not have to give in. You do have that open base, and I know that the handedness on deck is left, but we talked about it. He's got the equalizer.
Suzuki had a green light and didn't get a slider.
It's an interesting pitch to swing at right there, even anything on that outer half. Especially 3-0.
Righty changeup. Such an effective pitch.
Well, this one, Chip, he gets on top of. Had 2 in this at bat. The first pitch was a changeup missed in, also missed up with the changeup, but perfectly locates that one.
So George has a 3-2 count for Suzuki. Here it is. And that one all the way to the backstop. And that'll cost the Cardinals 2 bases. Suzuki to first. Swanson moves to third. So now anything else in the dirt could be problematic, as Soriano issues his first walk, and Bush indeed is coming up. So let's check out our StatCast powered by Google Cloud. Outs on that changeup.
Well, look at all these strikeouts that he's gotten on this pitch. It's been 19 of them. Predominantly that pitch arm side down away, sticking away from those left-handers. Again, these strikeouts are all against the lefties. That your StatCast powered by Google Cloud. Been such a good pitch, but have to also respect the fastball. That changeup on the inner half to get ahead.
Bush 2 for 18 at the plate in this series. No balls and a strike for the Cubs first baseman. Now it's 0-2. He was way in front of a slider.
Well, these two have only faced each other 2 times. Soriano has struck him out both times. Looking to do so for a 3rd time here. 0-2 in total command with 2 outs.
9-1-2 due up for the Cardinals in the home half of the 7th. We're still tied 1 apiece. The pitch. Stayed just a touch high. How about that velo? 98. Soriano a little extra.
Feeling it, even on that back-to-back.
Runners at the corners. Twins won today 4-3. They beat the Royals. Twins without Byron Buxton had to go back to the IL with a bad hip, but they say they're going to add by Monday to a team in the playoff chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Line to left, a 2-strike hit, and Bush breaks the tie. Soriano frustrated, disappointed, missed a spot, and Bush barrel that baby to left. 2-1 Chicago.
Sometimes you give credit where credit is due. This is down, away. It's off the plate. It's very obvious that he was hunting that pitch. He was waiting for the changeup. He got it, did what he was supposed to do with it.
So a walk, a steal, a wild pitch, and a hit later. Chicago is back in front. Here's Bregman. And that one caught Herrera. Last second stab to keep that one from sailing to the backstop. That run that scored belongs to Andre Palante. Suzuki and Bush are Soriano's responsibility, and now after the hit he's gone 3-0. Happ waits on deck. This is Soriano's inning. There's nobody up in the Redbirds bullpen. Well, he's battled back to fill it up. Can he finish off Alex Bregman?
A really good slider right there to get back into it. You knew that Bregman was hunting a fastball there. Now you open up some options. Still don't hate that good fastball on the inner half.
Runners go, and hammered foul. We need to get this guy out of town. He is locked in. Bregman, 9 hits in 17 at bats in the series. Again, the runners lead for Chicago. There they go. The pitch popped up again. And no play. Chase for that souvenir ends up in a gaggle of Cubs fans. '25th pitch for Soriano coming up. And with that, the bullpen begins to stir. And outside, bases are loaded. So after getting Pete Crow Armstrong on a high fastball, a walk, a 2-strike single, and now another base on balls, loads the bases and brings out Dusty Blake.
Going to give some time in the bullpen. Got a couple of arms up. Strzelecki and Luis Gastelum are going out there in the bullpen. The hope is that Soriano just able to get through this one, but happens quickly, right? The free passes end up catching up to you. This team, as we talked about a lot, they will foul off close pitches. They will take their walks. Yes, they can be prone to the strikeout, but some tough at-bats here in this inning.
4 walks for the Cubs offense. The second of those 4 is the difference in the game. As the Cardinals meeting breaks up and the bases loaded, we enjoy a quick word from Jack in the Box.
Don't get FOMO. Get my Philly-style bonus Jack combos and new Philly Munchie Meal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Ian Happ bats with Cubs runners. Suzuki at third, Bush at second, Bregman at first. There are 2 outs in the inning. It's only a 1-run game. Big spot in the game. Pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, the Cubs top 5 in walks, on base percentage, and runs in the major leagues. 2 runs on 8 hits. Ball 2.
Well, we know the history with Happ and the Cardinals, man. This guy has broken our hearts many a time. Soriano right now trying to figure out a way to navigate this situation, give his offense a chance.
On the ground, that should do the trick. Weatherholt to first, and that'll retire the side. Soriano had to labor in back-to-back outings, but as we head to the stretch, Chicago settles for a 1-run lead. He's pitching now in his 38th game. As we said, the Cardinals lineup left, right, all the way up and down. And with that in mind, St. Louis will go to its bench and bring on Jose Fermin. He'll bat for Nathan Church, whose day ends 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts.
Well, against Thielbar, not going to be easy. Obviously, we saw his big pitch, that huge breaking ball. There she is.
Fermin has been the most used Cardinal off the bench. And he kicks off our Honda home run inning. If he or any other Cardinal can go deep, your Gateway Honda dealers will donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I think that really sums up the season for Fermin. He's always ready to do anything. As we've said so many times, he's played every defensive position except catcher this year. And off the bench, he's 5 for 19 in a pinch, including a homer. And he just missed that one. He skied it to left. And Ian Happ will haul that in to start the home 7th. 1 up, 1 down. Back to the top we go. And J.J. Weatherholt. J.J. 1 for 3 today. 3 hits in the series. He also stole a base. He's 12 out of 12 in steals this year. And he takes a strike. A thrill for him, I'm sure. You always dream as a kid, wow, what would it be like to play in St. Louis? Well, he knows about that. But next on the docket, Toronto and then Yankee Stadium. Get a look at all the monuments over the scoreboard there.
A lot of moments to take in a rookie season.
No kidding. But for New York, no Stanton, no Judge, no Cody Bellinger. That big trio is out with injury. Not sure about Vlad Jr. in Toronto either. He tweaked a hamstring the other day. And the most amazing stat, Vlad Jr. does not have a homer in his home ballpark this year.
Does not compute right there. Vlad, as we know, been one of the most feared sluggers in baseball.
There's some slug. J.J. Weatherholt, lefty, hits it to the concourse. We are tied at 2.
Chip, the kid just keeps racking up big-time moments. This one, the home run, his 16th of the season to tie it up against the Cubbies. And he's been racking up a bunch of hits against Chicago. What a moment right there for J.J. Cardinal fans on their feet. Got himself a sweeper from Caleb Thielbar and didn't miss it.
So 112 homers. Weatherholt, lefty, has 2 hits today. His first homer since Anaheim. And new life for the Redbirds. Man, he is punished. The Cubs, and a $1,000 donation from our friends at Honda to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, thanks to J.J. Weatherholt.
Yes, 16 for 38 now against the Cubbies. Say he's enjoying this rivalry.
Walker took his time. Now he's ready to go. And that one thrown with some anger by Mr. Thielbar. 2 outs after the Weatherholt homer.
Well, here it is. The sweeper wanted it down and away. It ended up belt high, middle in. And what a pretty stroke right there from J.J. He knew it, walking it off. That's a deep drive. 406-foot shot.
There's a hard hit ball to second, a worm burner, and that will retire Burleson, but not before J.J. Weatherholt picks up his first home RBI since May 19th. It was time. A 31-game drought of RBIs on his home turf. A long solo home run is number 16, and that gives Ryan Stanek a chance to keep it tied as we move along to inning number 8.
Let's go again. This team gets punched. They punch right back and hopefully got a little bit more punch left at the back end. This bullpen for the Cardinals, we highlighted it before the game. They were solid last night after a shorter start by design for Dustin May. Stanek a part of that.
Horner, Conforto, and Kelly are coming up. Think about a tie game this late. You start looking at big defensive plays for either club. Think about how big Mason Wynn's diving stop of Carson Kelly is. He doesn't make that play. The Cubs might have gotten more than one run in their last offensive inning. Two balls and a strike. Warner, the 6th place Cubs hitter, has 2 singles today and was late at 95.
Told you earlier, Horner's a pretty good breaking ball hitter. You know, you got that slider from Stanek. I kind of like the right-on-right split. Went with this slider, well located down and away. There's that splitter, perfect at the bottom of the zone. Got some options, can go right back to it or ride that high octane fastball upstairs. That's what he did last night to end up getting out of the 7th inning. Went 99 up top to Dansby Swanson.
7th pitch popped up back our way. And Horner is still alive. Happy post-game show we hope will be coming up. Danny Wexelman and Ricky Horton will be hard at work, hopefully talking about a Cardinals 4-game series split.
Oh, I really hope Danny got Ricky something for his birthday from the group. Seems like that would be the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Since we thought of it last minute. Danny, I'm sure, thought about a present for him, and we'll have it ready for him.
Yeah. Well, the clubhouse store is still open if we need to convince her to help us out.
Guess who's getting a polo shirt? Ricky.
Lined over short. 3-hit game for Nico Horner. So the Cubs try to answer right back in the 8th inning. Michael Conforto is next. He's 0 for 3. Horner's got 16 steals. Stanek takes a while to unfurl his pitches. You almost think it's automatic go for the Cubs base runner.
At the very least, vary your looks, your timing. Give him a look over there. Quick slide step.
First pitch hit toward right. And the catch made on the warning track by Nootbaar, who hustles that ball back in. Back to first. Horner. Conforto retired. This one's for the kids on August 9th. That's Sunday when the Rockies are here. Kids age 12 and under take home a Fredbird plush. That's thanks to Build-A-Bear Workshop. Get all the details at cardinals.com/promotions. Carson Kelly, mentioned him a second ago. Mason Wynn robbed him of a hit. Dansby Swanson on deck. Kelly's got the right side of the infield to aim for if he chooses. No movement. Ground ball to third. Might be 2. There's 1. JJ turned it, and a double play will send us to the bottom of the 8th inning. Standing good work. J.J. Weatherholt's homer tied it up. Now the heart of the order comes up, trying to put St. Louis in front.
The hope of some heroics late in this one. Again, talk about this a lot. You don't lose on Rick Horton's birthday, okay? As the Cubbies go to the bullpen, Chevy called to the pen. It's going to be Gavin Hollowell in for his 14th game of the season.
Tough order for him. Herrera, Nootbaar, and Wynn coming up. Herrera has hit the ball to the left side all 3 times today. He's grounded out twice, once into a double play, and then flied out to left in the 5th. Hollowell not the only change for the Cubs. In a tie game, they bring on Justin Dean, a center fielder by trade, but he's playing right. He was awfully impressive the other night in left field. A couple of terrific catches.
Well, how about the job this Cardinals pitching staff has done? After the first couple of games, it was all Cubbies offense, and being able to keep them down. This is going to be a challenge here.
Ball. The catcher's challenging.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Haven't had many of those today, and the Cubs are right. Pitch is a strike. That flips the count to 1-2 against 6'7", 215-pounder Gavin Hollowell. He's also pitched with the Rockies. A little pop into shallow center. PCA can't get it. So the potential winning run is aboard for the Cardinals. Herrera has another hit, his 9th on the homestand. He is definitely trending in the right direction.
Just reaching out, flipping one into the outfield. 86-mile-an-hour sweeper. Pretty good pitch, but enough back in the hands to be able to still stay with it.
Nelson Velasquez will come on and pinch run. Nootbaar has walked, scored, struck out twice. This guy throws hard. 97, as I said, Brad. 6'7". I'll bet it looks like he's playing catch to the catcher from 3 feet away.
Yeah, reaching out, handing it to him.
And it's astounding where the Cubs are, considering all the pitching injuries they've had. They've used 33 different pitchers this year. They currently have 12 on the injured list, yet Red Council's club rolling atop the wild card chase. Cardinals trying to make it tougher on them today. Newt pops it up. And at shortstop, Dansby Swanson backpedals. He calls for the fair catch. 1 on, 1 out from Mason Wynn. Mason's walked, singled, and bounced out. See if he can make Adam Hamry do the do-si-do at second base. Look at where he stands.
He's got a pretty big lead.
And I would think that's kind of in the line of sight for the batter. But nobody's asked him to move yet. No movement by Velasquez from first as a pinch runner. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the infielders can ask the umpire to move left or right. Swanson might have asked Hamry to slide to the left a bit. But it sure looks like the Cubs have 5 infield defenders with the umpire between second and third. The pitch. That's what Mason has to contend with. All clear the other way, though. 2 balls and a strike. And popped up. Foul ground. Bush gives chase, slowing at the track. 2 outs. And Brian Torres, the final hope in the 8th inning. Torres, a good day, 2 for 2 with an RBI.
Well, both the hits have been to left. He's been patient. He's let the ball travel. Very easy strokes. His first one, to me, the most impressive. 2 strikes, just guided it that way.
Didn't have Brian Pegg for the Backstreet Boys as his walk-up music.
No?
No.
Thought he was more of a in-sync kind of guy? Or
maybe,
what?
Yeah, I think so. One 0 count. Swing, high, fly ball, just missed it. Dean will gather that one in. A promising start to the 8th, but a disappointing finish. We head to the 9th, still locked up with the Cubbies.
All Cubbies in the first couple of games, and the Cardinals pitching has stepped up. That's what they need Riley O'Brien to do yet again. He's your Chevy call to the bullpen.
He had a week off and looked good last night.
He looked really good. He was very sharp. Starts off sharp early, getting ahead. Yeah, that's not an easy thing to do, to be able to have a week off and get right back into action and look as good as he did. Obviously not a save situation, but tie game at home. This is your closer spot.
So new battery for the Redbirds. Pedro Pajes checks in. As Swanson, Pete Crow Armstrong, and Seiya Suzuki are the scheduled batters. Hits even 9 apiece, tied 2-2. In the bottom half of the inning, Jordan, Fermin, and Weatherholt are your scheduled hitters for the Cardinals. Strike 3. Swanson thought about a challenge, but he's rung up. Cubs have 2 of them left. And O'Brien has his first strikeout.
97 away. Good sinker. This is starting off the plate. Look at that tailing action there from Riley O'Brien. Sharp back to back.
Ball's really moving well and effectively for O'Brien last night and today. PCA first pitch. Fouled that one off. An all or nothing day for the Cubs center fielder. 2 swinging strikeouts and 2 doubles. O'Brien back-to-back games for the 10th time this year. Whoa, what a grab. Guess who caught it? Didn't even need a platinum glove to handle that.
Oh, easy. Some things never change. There we go. Get a look at it. Sorry about it. Eye on the ball, kids. There you go, the whole way. See you. He said, go ahead and hit it out there now.
Notice the pitching coach bailed, but the catcher stayed in, kept the nose on the ball, and bang.
You know, bailed is a term. Just kind of allowed Yachty to make a play, that's all.
Okay.
Gave him a good look at it.
Defend the shield. The pitch is strike 3, and now PCA wants to challenge.
Pitch is called a strike. The batter challenging.
Cardinals fans hoping it's strike 3, but it's not. Good challenge.
Tiger has 2 remaining.
29,475 here today. Final home series against the Cubs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Don't want to walk this guy. The Cubs have had at least one base runner in every inning but the second. And they're going to have one on here. If that stayed fair, luckily it turned right.
This is what they do. They battle. Riley O'Brien trying a little bit of everything. Starting them off with the slider, a couple of sinkers, sweeper. That 97 mile an hour up at the upper half, upper end, foul back.
Lined into left. Will it hang? It will. Torres with a nice catch. PCA hit it hard, but it tailed perfectly to the Cardinals left fielder. That's a big second out.
Yeah, is a huge out right here. You mentioned that guy gets on base. You are in trouble. Sinking liner. Not an easy one to square up, but able to get it.
So Suzuki has walked twice in as many trips to the plate in the 5th and 7th. He struck out in his first plate appearance and grounded out, so he's 0 for 2. Well, he is free and easy. That fastball is coming out of his hand very nicely and moving.
Well, that's him at his best, man. It's that late sinking movement. He can run it on your hands. He can also run it back.
In the air, another chance for Torres, who broke back. Riley O'Brien, an all-star, works a 1-2-3 night. Well, how about back-to-back walk-off wins in St. Louis? That trio has a chance to do that in Game 4. In baseball, the folks who turned out at Busch Stadium and will turn out at Wrigley Field next month. This has always been the best baseball rivalry ever. As we started this series, all the games head-to-head had been decided by a total of 2 runs. In over 100 years of competition, 1 run could decide this game today.
That's still such a remarkable stat as we check out our Chevy call to the bullpen. Jacob Webb, 48th game of the season for Webby. Looked pretty good last night.
3 strikeouts for him. As Blaze Jordan leads things off. Blaze a single off the right field wall, tried to stretch that into a double and was thrown out by Michael Conforto. Get a base runner and see what happens. Not to be here. Ground ball to second. So Blaze 1 for 4 on the day. Webb has his first out. And Jose Fermin is coming up. He's 0 for 1. Fermin took over for Nathan Church in the 7th inning. Wondering about back-to-back walk-off wins over the Cubs. You have to go back to May 5th and 6th of 2018 for the Cardinals. That one is off the glove of Bregman. He saved a double, but it's an infield single for Fermin. Well, here's why we're tied. Let's go back to the 7th inning. J.J. Weatherholt, lefty-lefty.
He got a Caleb Thielbar sweeper. He wanted it down and away, left it middle in, and in left the park. The 16th home run of the season for the rookie Weatherholt, a huge one.
First home RBI in 31 games. Weatherholt has a walk-off hit here. That was in Game 2 of the season at Busch Stadium against Tampa Bay. So hits in back-to-back trips to the plate here. 16 hits this season against the Cubs. One ball, one strike.
Sells that changeup really well. Webb with that 86-mile-an-hour changeup down and away. Had JJ out in front.
Bregman saved a double. Fermin dancing off first. And he forces a Webb disengagement. That was close to a balk.
Yeah, not a bad idea, right? Might have thought he saw something there. Maybe he was going to take advantage of it. He held the ball a little bit longer, but make him uncomfortable. Get him thinking about you over at first base. That's where you make a mistake up in the zone here, trying to be too quick.
Another changeup. So JJ wants to think it over. Weatherholt did not see Webb last night. A 1-2-3 eighth inning. On the ground. They're going to have to hurry to get two out of this. A double clutch, and that'll cost him. So that's two plays in the late innings in this series that Horner hasn't fielded perfectly. That keeps the game alive for Jordan Walker. He'll bat with a man aboard. 2 outs in the ninth tie. And it's been a long time since Walker has hit one over the fence. 18 games counting today's play. Outfield very deep for Walker. High fly off the end of the bat. That's going to carry to the edge of the track. And we are going to extra innings again. Walker just missed, but he's getting closer. And this game as close as it can be. 10th inning again in St. Louis. 2-2 your score. And it's Luis Gastelum on to try to keep us tied up.
Look, Gasty got this opportunity last night. He gets it again tonight. Unfortunately for him, it was the changeup that went the wrong way against P. Crow Armstrong, the 2-run shot that looked like it was going to be the end, but that was not the case. Seiya Suzuki is going to be your automatic runner here at second base. But I like it, man. Throw the kid right back into a big spot here.
Michael Busch, an RBI single. 2 hits on the day today. So he is 2 for 4. Cardinals have out hit the Cubs 10-9. And that changeup missed inside, ball 2. The numbers say if you're the visiting team, you really need to score more than 1 to have your best chance to win on the road in extra innings. And a good changeup, had him out in front. 2 balls and a strike. This kid had a brilliant year down at AAA. Now, as you said last night, making that skill set work against much more polished hitters at this level. After the changeup, 95 to get the count even.
Yeah, good to be able to do that, right? Ride 95 up. Even if you know you still want to get somebody out with that changeup, it's good to show them some different looks, try to get them off it a bit. One of the big keys, too, for any young pitcher in this league, too, is trying not to give anything away in what you're doing, especially with a runner at second base. Got to be very consistent with your glove work.
If you lose Busch, and you don't want that to happen, but if you do, it does set up a double play. But their hottest hitter, Bregman, is the man waiting next. The pitch is rolled over. At first, Burleson will take that to the bag. Productive out, but the first out recorded. And Bregman, 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored, is the next batter. Oh, you could, if you want, pass Bregman here who's 9 for 17 in the series. But then you got to face Happ, who wears out the Cardinals. The infield comes in. Looks like they'll pitch to him with one out. Let's see if he gets anything good to hit.
I was going to say, you're just going to try to get nasty here, try to work on the edges, see if you can get Bregman in a spot to expand. As dialed as he is right now, hard to believe he's going to expand too much.
So those two pitches might tell you the strategy for the Cardinals. If Bregman gets himself out, so be it. But nothing close yet. 2 balls, no strikes. That one on the money. Luis, the 13th Mexican-born pitcher to work for the Cardinals. And he's battled back to even it up. Some of those names: Giovanni Gallegos, Jaime Garcia, Fernando Salas, Juan Acevedo, and Fernando Valenzuela. Back in 1997. Well, if he could get Bregman here, that would be a nice comeback. And Alex was shaking his right hand. That one off the end of the bat.
Might be mad at himself, too, for offering at it. That one down, away, off the plate. But up there with 2 strikes now, trying to battle.
Suzuki at third, and a liner, fair, and off the side wall. Bregman on his way to second. The throw comes in late. He trades places with Suzuki. A go-ahead double for Bregman, who has 10 hits in 4 games at Busch Stadium.
You got to be kidding me with this guy. Alex Bregman came into this series 0 for 12, and he has just worn the Cardinals out. You see where Pedro Pages wanted it behind the plate. They wanted to elevate up and away. Pitch ended up down and away. Bregman just stays on it. Another double and a lead here in the 10th inning.
So 20 RBIs in 23 games for Bregman. Get him out of town. Now Happ's up. Still a manageable game. We were down 2 last night, scored 3 in the 10th to win it. It's a 3-2 score. Cardinals in their half of the inning. We'll have Jordan Walker as the free base runner. Not to be. Another extra base hit. Bregman scores. Back-to-back doubles for the Cubs. It's 4-2.
Change up, down, away, under the zone, but a pitch that you know he leans on quite a bit, able to go down, scoop it, keep it fair, and extend that lead again, just like last night. Cubbies up 2 in the 10.
So 4-2 again. Chicago double digits in hits. That's the 9th time they have a 10 or more hit game after the All-Star break.
Yeah, this team offensively, Chip, has been rolling.
Yeah.
I mean, just throughout the entire season, they're among the best in baseball. But since the All-Star break, really the last month plus, they've been so good. Tough to stop.
So Jacob Webb has the lead. Aaron Savali, whom they just acquired, is up in their bullpen. Gastelum's thrown a bunch of pitches, 15 to be exact. He's recorded 1 out. Line to right. That won't advance anybody. Corner hit it hard. He settles for a 3-for-5 day. And here will be, looks like Pedro Ramirez is going to come on. So Dean came in defensively, never got to hit. Ramirez will bat with a runner at second and 2 outs. This guy's been impressive. .315 batting average. That one bounced off the plate and foul. No balls, 1 strike. Mason Wynn wants to talk things over with Gastelum, but he needs Pedro Pajes to come out and interpret. Gastelum doesn't speak a whole lot of English. So everybody wants to be on the same page in this critical spot in the game. Cardinals will have 3 opportunities at this point to bring the tying run to the plate in the bottom of the 10th. So cutting off this run is imperative for the Cardinals' young reliever. Happ at second. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I wonder if the thought process here is trying to stay on the inner half. You've seen a couple of these lefties go down and scoop those changeups away, so the sweepers, the fastballs in will help combat that.
Up the middle. Mason calls off JJ, and a strike is just in time, and that will retire the side. The Cubs cash in the 3 base runner. Happ doubles home Bregman, and the Cardinals need 2 to tie and 3 to walk off. That means the Cardinals will have the heart of their order up with a chance with a long ball to tie this game. Remember, we were down 2 last night, scored 3 to walk off. Last time, as we mentioned, the Cardinals walked off the Cubs in back-to-back games, May 5th and 6th, 2018. Colton Wong with a homer on May 5th. Dexter Fowler with a walk-off homer in the 14th of that season.
Well, I hope we're talking about another hero tonight. We saw the script last night. Let's see it again.
Webb faced Burleson last night, struck him out. Alex reached base twice. He singled and has walked. Cubs made a defensive change. Seiya Suzuki is in now to play right field. He started the day as their designated hitter. Six runs, 21 hits, 19 men left on base combined. And Webb's got a pretty good changeup of his own.
Yeah, Webb's been difficult. He does a really nice job pitching to all quadrants, right? He's been up, down, mixing it in very well.
Well, you get a base runner here, and maybe Pedro Pajes could pop one. Burley took his shot, and now full count.
Have to think he's going to go back to that changeup again.
Burley timed it and laced that to center, and PCA came flying in to make a great diving catch. Big play in a big spot.
He's showing off why he's one of the most valuable players in baseball. The first step is a good one. Breaks in quickly. There was no time for any wasted movement right there. It's a nice play by PCA.
So there's the first out. Jimmy Crooks will pinch hit. Cardinals go with the platoon advantage here. Craig Counsell looking down at his bullpen. He's got Savali ready to go. So it'll be Savali versus Crooks. Cardinals get Webb out of the game, an inning and a third of one-hit relief. 4-2 Chicago. The Cardinals have 2 outs left in the finale at Busch on the homestand. Ali, who broke in with the Indians in 2019. Rays, Brewers, White Sox, Cubs, A's, back to the Cubs this year. It's been a struggle for him in his last 5 outings, Brad, but one good one, one bad one since coming over from the Athletics.
Well, let's hope for another bad one here for the veteran. Webb has been effective in the pen. They get him out of here, and the Cardinals get a different look.
Jimmy Crooks pinch hits in the 10th inning. J.J. Weatherholt tied it in the 7th with a homer. Let's see if Crooks can bring us closer. It's a 4-2 score. Mile high pop up. PCA calls everybody off, and the Cardinals have 1 out left. So the final hope for the Cardinals, Lars Nootbaar. He walked in the 2nd and scored our first run. Savali, the 5th reliever for Chicago. 6 if you count Assad, who's been thrust into the starting rotation. Nothing in 1 for Newt. Mason Wynn hopes to hit next. Everybody up at Busch Stadium, at least on the Cubs side. Their fans standing up behind their dugout. We silenced them last night. Would love to do it again in Game 4.
Yeah, what a swing of emotions in this ballpark last night. There was a whole lot of blue just like this standing up, and they sat down quickly. The Cardinal fans switched places with them.
Bregman moves off the line. Dangerous pitch there. Nootbaar checks his swing the other way. He's going to have a hit. They give him the whole third base line. Two balls and a strike. Walker's going to take third and fouled away. He'll have to head back to second, and the Redbirds down to their final strike. That one stung Nootbaar as he digs back in. Nootbaar hanging tough. The pitch over but low. Need a base runner. Well, we've seen a lot of pitches today.
So making it interesting. You're right. Look, this is a guy that does see pitches, that does know his zone well. Like him in a spot like this to not expand.
Swing and a miss. The Cubs get 2 in the 10th and take the series in St. Louis 3-1. Cardinals fought hard the last 2 days, but came up a little short in the homestand finale.
Yeah, overall, last couple of games, the pitching really dialed it in and got back to where it needed to be for the Cardinals. Unfortunately, offensively, could not come back late in this one. Look, it was a hard-fought battle. Thought you'd have a chance to break their hearts. Couldn't happen. Time to get on the bird, head to Toronto, and take on the Blue Jays.
Webb the winner, Gastelum the loser. Savali picks up the save, and yes, We will be north of the border tomorrow. Join us for our coverage at 5:45 as we open up a road trip, I should say, in Toronto against the Blue Jays. 4-2 the final. Cubs beat the Cardinals. Thanks for joining us on Cardinals TV. For Brad Thompson and Jim Hayes, Chip Carey inviting you to stick around for the post-game show with Danny Wexelman and Ricky Horton. That's coming